The cameras weren't rolling. The crowds had gone silent. But in a small sunlit room in Mallorca, Rafael Nadal was about to make the most important announcement of his life. His hands trembled slightly as he reached for his wife's fingers. Maria Francisca Perello looked into his eyes, the same eyes that had conquered 22 Grand Slam titles, the same eyes that had fought through pain, defeat, and impossible odds. But now they held something different, something that would change everything forever. Picture this moment, the king of clay, sitting not on a throne of tennis glory, but on the edge of a simple chair, his voice barely above a whisper, his heart pounding harder than it ever did on center court at Wimbledon. "I need to tell you something," he says to the camera that would soon broadcast to millions. "We need to tell you something." This is that story. The story of how Rafael Nadal and Maria Francisca Perello shared news that would shake the tennis world to its core. But to understand this moment, we have to go back to where it all began. L-O-R-C-A. 1986. A baby boy is born to Ana Maria Pereira and Sebastian Nadal. They name him Rafael. Little do they know, they've just brought a future legend into the world. The island air fills his lungs for the first time. The Mediterranean sun kisses his skin. This place, this beautiful corner of Spain, will forever be his sanctuary. But sanctuary doesn't breed champions. Struggle does. Rafael's childhood wasn't typical. While other kids played video games, he was on tennis courts. His uncle Tony Nadal became his coach when Rafael was just 4 years old. Tony was tough, brutal, even. He made Rafael play with his right hand, even though the boy was naturally left-handed. "Champions are made through suffering," Tony would say. The young Rafael didn't understand then. How could he? He was just a kid who loved hitting tennis balls. But Tony saw something special flickering behind those determined eyes. Training sessions began before dawn. The courts were empty, except for uncle and nephew. Ball after ball, hour after hour. Rafael's small hands would blister. His legs would ache. But he never quit. Again, Tony would command. "I'm tired," young Rafael would protest. Champions don't get tired, they get stronger. At 8 years old, Rafael won his first tennis tournament. The trophy was almost as big as he was. He clutched it tight, grinning from ear to ear. His parents watched from the sidelines. Ana Maria wiped away tears. Sebastian beamed with pride. They knew their son was different, but different comes with a price. While other teenagers went to parties, Rafael trained. While they dated, he practiced his forehand. While they complained about school, he juggled academics with an increasingly demanding tennis schedule. The sacrifices were enormous. But so was the dream. At 15, Rafael turned professional. 15. Most kids that age are worried about homework. Rafael was worried about world rankings. His first ATP match was a disaster. He lost in straight sets. The crowd barely noticed. The Spanish teenager with the long hair and colorful bandana. But Rafael noticed everything. Every mistake. Every missed opportunity. Every lesson in defeat. "Losing teaches you more than winning," he told his journal that night. He was right. Each loss became fuel. Each setback became motivation. Each moment of doubt became determination. By 18, Rafael had won his first ATP title. By 19, he'd claimed his first French Open. The boy from Mallorca was becoming the king of clay. But success in tennis doesn't guarantee success in love. Rafael was shy around girls. Fame made it worse. How do you know if someone likes you? For who you are or for your trophies? Then he met her. Maria Francisca Perello. Ziska, as everyone called her. She wasn't impressed by his tennis. She didn't care about his ranking. She saw Rafael the person, not Rafael the champion. Their first meeting was at a local festival in Mallorca. Rafael was nervous. More nervous than facing Federer at Wimbledon. "Would you like to dance?" he asked, his Spanish accent thick with anxiety. Ziska smiled. "I don't know. Are you any good at it?" "Worse than my backhand," Rafael admitted. She laughed. That laugh, it changed everything. They danced terribly. Rafael stepped on her feet twice. Ziska didn't care. She was falling for the awkward boy who happened to be a tennis superstar. Their relationship grew slowly, quietly, away from cameras and headlines. Ziska became his anchor. While the tennis world demanded everything from Rafael, she demanded nothing. She just loved him. But loving a champion isn't easy. Rafael's schedule was punishing. Months away from home, training camps, tournaments, interviews, endorsement deals, the machine of professional tennis never stopped. Ziska waited and waited and waited. "I'll be back soon," Rafael would promise over crackling phone lines. "I know," she'd reply. But her voice carried the weight of loneliness their relationship faced. Its first real test in 2009. Rafael was struggling on court. His tennis was suffering. The media was ruthless. "Is Nadal finished?" Headlines screamed. The pressure was crushing. Rafael considered quitting. At 23, he was ready to walk away from everything. That night, he called Ziska from his hotel room in Paris. His voice was broken. "I can't do this anymore," he whispered. "Yes, you can," she said firmly. "But you don't have to do it alone." The next day, Ziska flew to Paris. She didn't say much. She just held his hand. Rafael won the French Open that year. His fifth title at Roland Garros. In his victory speech, he looked directly at Ziska. "This is for the person who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." The crowd roared. But Rafael only heard her applause. Their love story became tennis. Legend. But legends face their greatest challenges when no one's watching. By 2010, Rafael was #1 in the world. He'd won every Grand Slam. The impossible dream had become reality. But reality included constant pain. Rafael's knees were deteriorating. Each match was agony. Each practice session was torture. The very sport that made him famous was destroying his body. Doctors delivered devastating news. "You need surgery. Multiple surgeries. Your career might be over." Rafael stared at the MRI scans. The damage was worse than anyone imagined. That night, he sat with Ziska on their terrace in Mallorca. The Mediterranean stretched endlessly before them. "What if I can never play again?" he asked. Ziska took his hand. "Then we'll find something else to be passionate about." "Like what?" "Like us." The surgeries came. Recovery was hell. Rafael, who could endure anything on a tennis court, struggled with the helplessness of injury. Months passed. His ranking dropped. Younger players emerged. The tennis world moved on without him. But Ziska didn't move on. She stayed. Through every dark day, every moment of doubt, every tear of frustration. "I'm not the same player," Rafael admitted during his comeback attempt. "Good," Ziska replied. "You're a better person." She was right. The injured Rafael was more humble, more grateful, more human. His comeback was miraculous. Not just because he returned to #1, but because he returned as a complete person. Rafael and Ziska's relationship deepened. They talked about marriage, about children, about life beyond tennis. But life had other plans. In 2017, Rafael's uncle and coach Tony stepped down. The man who'd shaped Rafael's entire career was walking away. "It's time," Tony explained. "You don't need me anymore." But Rafael felt lost. Tony wasn't just his coach. He was his foundation. The transition was brutal. New coaches, new methods, new pressures. Rafael's game suffered. Critics emerged again. The Nadal era is over, they declared. This time was different, though. This time, Rafael had Ziska not just as a girlfriend, but as a true partner. We're in this together, she reminded him. Whatever happens, they made a pact that year. Win or lose, they would face the future together. In 2019, they made it official. Rafael proposed to Ziska during a quiet moment in Rome. No cameras, no fanfare. Just a man asking the woman he loved to share his life forever. "Will you marry me?" he asked, his voice shaking. "I thought you'd never ask." She laughed through tears. Their wedding was perfect, small, intimate, just family, and close friends on their beloved island of Malorsi. Rafael cried during his vows. "You saved me," he told Ziska. Not as a tennis player, but as a person. The tennis world celebrated, but Rafael and Ziska were already looking beyond the sport. They talked about starting a family, about the Rafael Nadal Academy, about giving back to their community. But first, Rafael had unfinished business on the court. 2020 brought the pandemic. Tennis stopped. The world stopped. Rafael and Ziska found themselves alone together for the first time in years. No tournaments, no travel, just them. "I forgot what this felt like," Rafael admitted during one of their long walks. What, being normal? They used the time to reconnect, to dream, to plan for a future that didn't revolve around tennis schedules. When tennis returned, Rafael was different, more relaxed, more joyful, more complete. He won the 2020 French Open without losing a set, his 13th title at Roland Garros. Many called it his greatest achievement, but Rafael's greatest achievement was waiting at home. 20-1 brought more tennis success, but it also brought private struggles. Rafael and Ziska were trying to start a family. The process was harder than they expected. Months passed. Disappointment followed disappointment. The pressure was immense. "Maybe it's not meant to be," Rafael said one difficult evening. "Don't say that," Ziska replied. "Some dreams just take longer to achieve." She was speaking from experience. She'd waited 14 years for Rafael to propose. Good things, she knew, were worth waiting for. Sometimes they're in quiet moments, in loving glances, in children's laughter. Sometimes they're in the choice to walk away from everything you've known to embrace everything you've always wanted. Rafael Nadal, the tennis legend, became something even more legendary. A man who understood that true greatness isn't measured in trophies, it's measured in love, in sacrifice, in the courage to choose family over fame. And in that choice, Rafael and Ziska found their happiest ending. Their story reminds us that life's greatest updates aren't always about career achievements. Sometimes they're about the quiet revolutions that happen in our hearts, the moments when we realize that everything we thought we wanted pales in comparison to everything we never knew we needed. For Rafael and Ziska, that realization came perfectly wrapped in the laughter of their children and the warmth of their love. And that, perhaps, is the most beautiful victory of all. What do you think about Rafael and Ziska's incredible journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring celebrity stories that remind us what truly matters in life.